What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the corner. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Hey, I am pushing again. I know it's annoying, but we're now nearing 46% of my viewers who are not subscribed. If you haven't yet subscribed, I hope today will be the day I earn that. There's a little red subscribe button right down below the video. I know sometimes you have to create a YouTube account or whatever, but I would really appreciate it if you subscribed. Now, the pushback, blowback from Batwoman and its spectacular failure in season 2 has been in full swing. The blame game is on. Excuse making is on. Some of the most laughable excuses I've seen for the show's failure we'll discuss. Now, I will say, I don't blame the main actress at all. In fact, I think Javicia is excellent. I think she is far more emotionally, or she's more believable, I guess I'll say, as Batwoman. At some point, you may actually cheer for her because she emotes so much better than the previous Batwoman did. No disrespect, but it just seems like she's into it more, and maybe that's why she left the show in the first place. Ruby Rose. Geez, why couldn't I think of her name? And that's probably why she left the show in the first place. Or it's because of the heinously bad writing, which I discussed back on Monday. And that would also be a viable reason. The dialogue in the show is cringe-inducing. And the storyline, it has some sparks of good writing. Whoever wrote how basically the new Batwoman's origin story, that was good. Like, it made you kind of feel bad for her, and simultaneously it made you understand why she wanted to go after Alice. But the rest of the show's writing was literal trash. And that's really what's holding the show back. But the backlash has been swift. In fact, The Wrap put out a tweet that they were forced to delete simply for writing that Javicia Leslie couldn't hold a candle to Ruby Rose's premiere. Javicia Leslie's Batwoman debut plummets 80% in ratings from Ruby Rose's. Now, that is sensational because that was a series premiere versus a season 2 premiere. I don't know how common it is, but I think it's probably more common than not that shows start big and then slowly fade. It's about maintaining that. I say that about my YouTube channel, right? If I can do 75% of what I did in 2020, that's a massive win for me. I know my channel isn't in a growth phase anymore. I know this format isn't in a growth phase anymore, but I still want to make sure the viewers that I have are informed, entertained, and have a good time. Now, Javicia Leslie debuted as a new Caped Crusader in Batwoman last night, but her start didn't shine nearly as bright as Ruby Rose's. Now, of course, the internet took that as white person better than black person. That's literal, and I'll back that up with some commentary in a second. And you see here, Batwoman season 2 drops 80% in rating, fails completely. Batwoman Season 2 is not off to a good start and has failed completely, as Javicia Leslie taking over has seen an 80% drop in viewers compared to Ruby Rose's first season. Sunday night saw Batwoman Season 2 debut at the CW with a 0.1 rating and only 663,000 viewers turning in. To put that in perspective, more people watched my show yesterday. By the way, have you subscribed yet? The number is also down from Batwoman Season 1's last episode, which had just 740,000. While some sites are trying to spin things, and that's what we're going to get to, as Batwoman going head-to-head against the NFL is a factor, which is also laughable. This article also agrees. I highly doubt they share the same audience. And checking the last few episodes from Season 1 reveals dwindling numbers as well. 630K, 640K, 700, 740K. It's real. And by the way, all of those are more than 1 million viewers down from the opening. More than 50% down. It's really no surprise no one is watching the show. It's simply another woke Hollywood project meant to promote an agenda. The description of the character offers she's a former dealer who lives in a van with her plant, and she becomes Batwoman. Says it all. I mean, let me encapsulate just how terrible the writing is in this show. The fact that the new Batwoman becomes Batwoman because the suit falls out of the sky, literally, is the kind of lazy writing that you get. It's like Doctor Who writing, modern Doctor Who writing. It's like Supergirl, which is why Supergirl's fading away. And I've always seen Supergirl as more of a kind of a meme show. Batwoman tried to take itself way more seriously, and I think that's what's leading to the quicker decline. Female, mid-20s, any ethnicity, Ryan Wilder is about to become Batwoman. She's likable, messy, and a little goofy and untamed. She's also nothing like Kate Kane. Well, people didn't love Kate Kane either. The woman who wore the batsuit before her, with no one in her life to keep her on track, Ryan spent years as a bad person, dodging the Gotham City PD and masking her pain with bad habits. Today, she's reformed, sober. Ryan lives in her van with a plant. A girl who would take milk from an alley cat could also end you with her bare hands. Now, they do have this weird, hilarious throwaway line where Ryan is talking to her, I'm guessing, parole officer, or maybe, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And she's like, none of the dojos are hiring in town. That's like that's the entirety of all the audience needs to know about why she's a super martial artist who can take on 10 men at once. Don't you know karate? Aren't any dojos hiring? By the way, most karate dojos are hilarious ripoffs that are overpriced daycares for upper middle class white people. Anyway, she's also gay. Fans don't like it though. Batwoman season 2. First episode has a similar Rotten Tomatoes audience score compared to the first season, and the fans have given it a 36. Not much of this story is appealing. Strange action choices of a boring character, says one fan. Another offers WTF, worst writing ever. She's literally living in a van down by the river. A plane lands 10 feet away from her, and the power to put the suit and know how to use it. Seriously? Not even a stupid montage where she learns how to use it. She just literally puts on the batsuit, then Batwomans her way through fights. Just horrible writing, so lazy, and clearly they care more about how the show looks and virtue signaling than the content of their character. Here's another one. It was absolutely terrible. I don't even know where to begin. The writing was horrendous. There was no payoff in any way. You have no real reason to like the new Batwoman because they decided to make her, quote, perfect without putting in the work. They were extremely lazy on writing for anything plot related, threw away probably the one good thing still from last season, and was just a mess. It's terrible. I feel like I wasted part of my life watching this. But fret not, everybody. The Mary Sue is here to defend the show. Don't put Batwoman's poor ratings on Javicia Leslie. Here's what the best part is. All of these like woke websites, stuff like that, they really wanted that to be the case. They really wanted everyone to not like Javicia so that they could just say, well, you don't like the show because of racism. But no, nobody's really, there's no narrative out there that it's her fault. Over the holiday weekend, the website The Wrap published a tweet, now deleted, stating that Javicia Leslie's debut on the CW's Batwoman, quote, didn't hold a candle to Ruby Rose's, which is true. The tweet unleashed a firestorm online without people calling out that it was an unnecessarily loaded, especially on King Day. The headline now reads, Javicia Leslie's Batwoman debut plummets 80% in ratings from Ruby Rose's. Now, I haven't watched much of Batwoman. Oh, okay, so great. So you want, okay, thanks for writing this article. But they go over the ratings, and they talk about basically how the Arrowverse is winding down, and it really is. It needs new life desperately, and I just don't think the CW is interested in it. I'd like to see the Arrowverse continue, but on a different network with a little better budget and way better writers. You see, am I surprised that the return of Batwoman was not exceptionally great on Sunday when a game was on? Are you joking, Mary Sue? Are you really putting that logic in a little boat and floating it out there and thinking, oh yeah, Batwoman, a show on the CW written for people who just want to either whatever turn their brain off or woke 13-year-olds. How much of an audience do you think the NFL and Batwoman share? I'm going to guess it's like 7 people. And when I certainly didn't even remember it was back on. What do you mean? It was nonstop advertising. Every major publisher. The Mary Sue has written 50 articles about it. Look at all these articles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 just in the sidebar that you've written about it. What do you mean you didn't know it was on, you liar? So all those stupid men watching football, or maybe it was women, I don't know, but that's not why. And then we're still in the middle of lockdown. You mean when TV ratings are as high as they've ever been because large portions of the world are stuck at home against their will? Are you joking? What about the ongoing situation out there would lead to less television viewership? And while streaming hasn't allowed for certain shows to have big premieres, it has allowed. We still don't know how new television is going to go, especially for shows not getting to do any real ads. What? I saw nonstop ads for Batwoman. Now, I will say, I don't know if this is a regional thing, but I did not see the promoted tweet on Twitter that I normally do for Batwoman. Now, that doesn't mean it wasn't there. But, you know, ultimately, no, nobody's actually blaming. Oh, written by somebody who calls themselves Princess. I suppose that could be their real name. She, her, by a Brooklyn-born Megan Fox truther who loves Sailor Moon, mythology, and diversity. She still lives in Brooklyn with over 500 Pokemon. Wow. I mean, big-brained article here. No, the show sucks. It sucked all last year. The real thing here is the show was bad already. People are already tuning out. Changing the main actress wasn't going to fix the writing. And what we saw on Sunday means that I'm going to guess we're going to see another big drop this week. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.